So yeah, Abyssal Marine. I don't think I have the words. I don't think words are necessary. I think that opening 10-second montage there is all you really need to know about Abyssal Marine and whether or not you need to play it right here, right now. And for those people that wish to duck out, the link is in the description below. Just do me a favor, leave a like and promise to come back later. That's fine. I absolve you of your sins. You have been forgiven. But for the rest of you, hi, this is Mr. Icarus. Welcome to another episode of Doom Mod Madness. And I am still riding the high of playing Abyssal Marine, even now as I edit. So what's the deal with Abyssal Marine? Well, you are basically a hulking, 8-foot-tall, armor-clad smiter of demons. Legally distinct from a 40k Space Marine, mind you, though with all the benefits of feeling like one. This is your starting weapon. This is also your starting weapon for when you've run out of bullets with the other one. These are your fists. They do not require bullets. This is the kind of mod where your grenades can jib an enemy before they've even frickin' exploded. The kind of mod where the gun that fires 120mm explosive tipped rounds does not inflict self-damage. The kind of mod where simply walking into an enemy can occasionally cause them to just drop f***ing dead. You know, if I only had one serious complaint about this mod, it's that jumping up into the air and then slamming back down does not immediately jib whatever you land on. If anything, it's just proof that yes, you can indeed improve on greatness, you just need to know where to focus the efforts. Now, despite all evidence to the contrary here, this is not expressly a power fantasy, because, believe it or not, there is a degree of balance here. Stop laughing. I mean, you have to reload. That's vital, not shooting things in the face time, which you can then supplement by flamethrowering them with your suit's built-in flamethrower. Did I mention the flamethrower? Believe it or not, it comes fitted as standard, which, you know, explains the flame gauge on my HUD. Some weapons will indeed chew through their ammunition like a pack of rabid dogs at a bone exhibition, thus forcing you to take advantage of the lesser weaponry in your... Oh, who am I kidding? There's no such thing as lesser weaponry in this loadout. They're all great. Have you seen these shotguns? They're not even technically shotguns, they're flak guns. The pump action is ridiculous. And naturally, the SSG slot has to go on further by having a gold inlay quad shotty in its place. You know it's fancy because there's a dedicated weapon inspect just for that weapon. The only thing I dislike about this loadout is the fact that the plasma gun obscures most of the gore with flames. At least the plasma coil gun, this mod's de facto BFG, has the good grace to supplement the flames with explosive force. In all honesty though, there is a mechanic at play here that will allow you to dial up some degree of challenge, and that is the difficulty select. Now hold on before you go ahead and start calling me Captain Obvious. There is a degree of nuance to how the difficulty selection works here. So in place of the lowest difficulty, you've got Extermination, which is vanilla monster spawns at the highest rate, which, if I'm not mistaken, is essentially ultraviolence. That's the minimum. And as you ascend through these difficulties, it actually starts adding Juggernauts. These are bigger, beefier enemy variants, much tougher to kill, and naturally also inflict much greater damage. If you go above Hunted to Trepidation difficulty, there are no longer vanilla enemies. They're all Juggernauts, and there's the occasional smattering of tank killers. Basically uber enemies. How exactly does this translate into the gameplay experience? Well, you start playing a hell of a lot more cautiously, that's for sure. Nowhere near as gung-ho as lower difficulties. And good grief, do enemies chew through that armor like it was made of toilet paper. But with that in mind, it's worth considering that this aspect of Abyssal Marine is still a work in progress. Not to mention that the degree of difficulty you'll experience will also be colored by the type of map you choose to play this with. The default feeling for me is certainly to pair this up with slaughterish style maps, but it's nice to see that that difficulty selection means you can go to more traditionally paced maps or even vanilla Doom 2 maps and jazz them up with those additional enemy types. Heck, even on the lowest setting, vanilla enemies such as the Chain Gunner still get a bit of an upgrade in terms of their firepower. So really, you've got the opportunity to have two vastly different experiences in one here. Sure, you can make it a cakewalk for yourself, you can have that power fantasy, and on the other hand, you can make the experience as painful as possible. Truth be told, neither of these options really detract from the truth at the core of Abyssal Marine, and that is that it just feels so friggin' good to play. I haven't even talked about the chainsword. That thing carves chunks out of the walls if you whiff a shot on an enemy, and yet when you even feel good about missing, that's something special. Have you seen what happens to a wall when you deliver a charged punch to it? You see what happens when you fire a plasma coil gun into one? That's the kind of shit that really activates the neurons. That's the kind of shit that you can show to guys and they'll just go, hell yeah. In fact, that's probably my preferred way to describe Abyssal Marine at this point in time. Just an endless progressive sequence of hell yeah moments. Heck, I haven't even talked about the frickin' upgrade options that you can bag during the course of gameplay here. You got the dash pack, which can add a little bit of extra mobility to your actions. You got the swarm pack, which launches a whole bunch of micro missiles all over the shop. And my personal favorite, the dual minigun upgrade, which no, is not dual wielding, it's triple wielding. Because nothing says F you quite like 2 shoulder-mounted miniguns to help you minigun while you minigun. Also, yes, it still works in tandem with any other weapon in your loadout, because of course it does. If anything, Abyssal Marine is proof positive that the devil is really in the details when it comes to this style of mod. Because when it comes to overpowered feeling weapons, it's not just about the fact that they make enemies go away real good, but it's also about how the mod immerses you in the act of doing so. And the feedback of these weapons is chef's kiss quality. It really is. The reloading actions have weight, have heft. The act of shooting has that feedback, that visual recoil, and the impacts. Holy shit, the impacts. Whether it's the spark of the hit, the gore, the smoke, or my favorite, that bit of shockwave from more explosive encounters. Almost everything about Abyssal Marine just hits that sweet spot. Now, naturally, I did indeed attempt to use this with nuts, because every time I post a mod like this, someone in the comments always asks how it would run. Yeah, there you go. There's your answer. And yes, I know there's other source ports that can run nuts at a smoother rate, but this mod requires GZ Doom. So this is the best you're gonna get for now, okay? I tried. And for those of you that haven't downloaded this mod yet, what's wrong with you? The link is in the description below. Go do it. Do it now. Why haven't you done it yet? And until next time, this has been Mr. Icarus. Thank you very much for watching. Icarus out.